Hey guys, Rich Pacini here, YouTube vlogger and creator. As you can see the title over here, my audio is bad. Why? Well, I think I could explain something to you. Hopefully if you guys could stick around. Sometimes it could be a bad USB hub. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about. This hub is what caused me a little problems because as you can see here, look at the way it does it. This is not right. This is not the way it's supposed to be. And what was happening, how I discovered it was a bad USB hub, is because every time I moved it around, I kept getting an audio signal. You know, like when you plug something in the computer, or at least mine does, it works that way anyway. You plug it in, you get an audible sound. That's what was happening when I started moving this around in the back of my computer. Now I have another 4-port one that has push buttons on as well. This is a 7-port, and it's got each individual switches on there. Okay, what happened was really quick because I got so many slides on here. I want to share with you guys with this information here. So I don't know how long this video is going to be, but I just want to try to get it out there for you. All right. What happened was on the last two over here, if you can see that there, on the last two, I had the Blue Yeti mic on there, and I also had the one receiver for my Microsoft Logitech mouse. I'm sorry, for Logitech mouse. And what's happening is I got an update from Microsoft. Every time I get an update from them, I always have a problem with the computer. And it came on late last night, the other night. Well, that night when I was doing this video. And what happened was I didn't want to stay up late to break it, to finish it up. So I did one of those update and shut down. I went to sleep while I was updating. The next morning, I powered it on. I got a keyboard error. Okay, I thought the keyboard was bad. I was all ready to go out and buy a new keyboard. And then I was also having other problems, other issues with the mouse. It wasn't working properly. And what it turned out to be is these last two over here was causing a problem. Now, let me explain something to you guys really quick. I had the Blue Yeti mic here. Now, as you know with the Blue Yeti mics, they don't come with any power on or off switches, right? And I'm not going to keep plugging them in. And this is a USB one I'm working with right now. I'm not going to go into the back of the computer, plug it in, the port, the USB port, and pull it out. Pull it in, pull it out. I'm not going to do that there. So what I did was I have it hooked up to a switch now. Actually, I don't even need to, worry about muting it because I hooked that up to my Stream Deck. Okay, so the Stream Deck now, when I want to mute it, I don't even have to push the mute button on the Blue Yeti mic. Just hit the button on the Stream Deck, and that mutes it. Now, the reason why I want an independent switch with this here is because when I go onto the computer, and signing on to get ready to make a video, there might be, or just going on the computer in general, I don't need to have the microphone on all the time. So I figured, well, let me do it this way. So that's when I end up getting the hub with the buttons on here. Okay. Just to share this with you guys, if you're going to get one that has a power adapter, and I'll tell you why. And I did. I picked up this one over here because when this hub is shot, I ended up picking this one up over here, right here. See it? This here is a J5 Create, and it's a USB 3.0 7-port hub. And what I like about this, cost me $40, but I made sure I got it with the AC power adapter. Okay. This here is a 7-port one. It's metal. It's made really well, and the AC power adapter is really beefy. Now, let me tell you, if you guys go out to buy one of these here, or let's just say you come across one, whatever, and it doesn't have, let's say you're in a thrift store and it doesn't have a AC adapter, I looked it up online if you could use any AC adapter with that, and for what they were saying, that if you use a different adapter, you could damage the unit. So, but this I bought brand new. I didn't want to play around anymore because every now and then, every time I was making a video, I kept my audio was getting crackly, it's making staticky sounds, skipping. And what happens, from what I was reading, that when you have too many peripherals hooked up to a USB hub, and especially if it's not powered, it drains the system resources on your desktop. Well, I have a desktop computer, and that's what causes some problems. Now, I'm going to go through this here. I'm not going to read everything here verbatim. You could pause the video for yourself, but if you guys are experiencing issues with your microphone, I'm not saying this is a guarantee. What I'm about to show you, I'm not saying it's a guaranteed fix-all, but it helped me. Okay, it helped me as an individual. So if you guys try this stuff, or share this information, I'm giving this information with you guys, and you find out it's not working for you, don't take it on me. A lot of information I put out here that you see on these slides. That's from Google. I've been doing Google research on it. So this is all Google stuff, not me. I'm just copy and paste and putting it on there and sharing it with you guys. And I hope by some little way it helps. Okay. I don't mind doing these things for you guys out there. For myself, it helps me out as well. That's why I'm sharing it with you. But anyway, rather than me keep talking here, as you can see the title, my audio is bad. Why? Information about USB hub. Right now for USB. Technically, the USB specification allows up to 127 devices, including hubs, to be connected to a single host controller. In practice, this is limited by bandwidth, power, and max of 5 chained hubs. Most computers can handle about 10 to 15 devices per controller efficiently, particularly with the active powered hubs. Okay, that's the key thing there. Active powered hubs. Okay, now let's move to the next one over here. And we'll go to the next page here. Okay, key factors in connecting multiple devices. Again, I'm not going to read all this here because it's going to take too long, and you guys could pause the video again at your own leisure and you can read about it, okay? Certain things I like to highlight, maybe this particular one, but if I see certain things, I might paraphrase, bandwidth, bottle, like here. Well, let's look at this one here. Key factors in connecting multiple devices, which I did. I had 7, no, actually I had more because I had 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I had 11 devices on 2 different hubs, a 7-port and a 4-port. 4.1. Okay, look at this here. The theoretical versus practical. While you can plug 127 devices, you will almost certainly face power and data bottlenecks before reaching that number of powered hubs are essential. When connecting more than 4 devices, use powered USB hubs. Hubs that plug into a wall outlet to ensure sufficient power. Hub limitations. USB hubs can only be chained together, daisy chained, 5 levels deep and specified by USB protocol. Bandwidth bottleneck, high drives, webcams, which I got 6 webcams. That's why I got so many. That's why I got a 7-port hub. All right. So it goes on to say here, bandwidth bottleneck, high drives, webcams will reach a limit much faster than a low bandwidth devices like keyboards or mice. Okay. Controller limits. A single USB host controller manages these devices, and on modern systems, now I have an older computer, this usually allows for a reasonable amount of expansion before you needing extra power hubs. I had to put additional power hubs built into my computer, okay, because I don't have that many slots. It's not a powerful computer, but I believe what this was causing a problem. Okay, so let's go down to the next one here. It's going to move down here or what? Let's see. Okay, I'm hitting the wrong button here. I'm sorry, guys. Let's do the page down one here. There we go. I'm sorry. Does the USB hub affect audio quality? This is this here. This is small enough to read. If you use the USB ports at the same time, it will degrade the sound quality. All right. How different between the TX USB hub and the TX USB EXP are, and also others are applied in both TX USB hubs and TX USB X whatever thing here. The main components are used, I never even heard these are TX whatever, are also the same as the other one. Okay, so their sound, character, design are like twins. Can an unpowered USB hub cause problems? Yes, an unpowered passive USB hub can cause problems if too many devices are connected or if it's power hungry peripherals are used because they draw power solely from the computer's single USB port. They often lead to insufficient power, causing devices to disconnect randomly. That's probably what the audible sound was. It kept disconnecting. That's probably what was happening. Failed to be recognized or performed slowly. Okay, so there you go with that. All right, common problems caused by unpowered hubs. Here we go again. Device instability, disconnection. Devices like external hard drives, high-resolution webcams, or optical drives may fail to work or turn off unexpectedly. Insufficient power. Too many devices, even low-power ones, can exceed 500, milliamps. I'm not really sure what that is. The 900 limit a single USB port, causing power limited exceeded errors. Right. Performance issues. Data transfer speeds may degrade when multiple devices are active simultaneously. Failure to charge phones or tablets will not charge or will charge very slowly when connected. Okay? So these are things people may not know. You don't think about it. You say, USB, you plug it in, you think, I thought the same thing. So I started doing research and realized, what's going on with this here? Why is this happening, All right. I'm not, like I said again, well, I want to read the ones with the microphone stuff, okay? This is, to me, I like, because this is what the issue is all about, my audio. Can an unpowered USB hub cause microphone problems? But anyway, you can read this here, okay? Why unpowered hubs cause issues. Again, you can read that at your own leisure, okay? Because I want to talk to you about, I want to share something else with you guys, okay? Pretty good information. Pretty good information. Like I said, I got a lot of this information off of Google, all right? So, I hope you guys are using it. I hope it's, you know, it just broadens your horizon as far as like when it comes to using these type of things, right? Let's move a little, keep moving around here. Explain how USB 2.0 and 3.0 works and what good is it for microphones. Again, I don't want to get too much into it, okay? So we're going to move on. What is good for microphones? For microphones audio interface, the choice depends on the type of recording. USB 2.0 is good for standard USB microphones, okay? Then it has over here USB mics like the Blue Yeti, well, because I typed it in, and Audio Technica, okay? Only need a small amount of data transfer, 408 megabytes per second is plenty for 24-bit 96 kHz audio, okay? I'm going to show you how to set that up in the setup as far as with the Filmora and how you actually got to go into your sound system. I'll show you how that's done in a little bit. We'll get into it. We're working our way there. Okay, you can read this here. Okay, how do you know if your desktop works with that there? Again, you could try this out on your own. I'm not going to get into it. I think the instructions are there. It's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, this is Filmora 15. Audio settings step 1. Okay, this is the interface. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to come down here, and I got that little arrow there that goes to the microphone. Right, when you click that microphone on, you're gonna know. Actually, when you click on, when you click on the microphone, you're gonna get this one here. All right, it's gonna say record audio, and when you see the advanced there, when you click that on, it brings you to another window. This here, you can't see it too good because I think that page is really small. It's 441 hertz, whatever. You want to keep it in sync. So this is what I did. I left everything just the way it is, okay? I know it's small to see it here. Maybe when I upload, it'll be a little bigger. You could probably make it bigger, whatever. I left everything to the full setting. The only thing I kept in sync with the sound on your computer system is the 441 hertz, whatever, megahertz, whatever. You'll see what I'm talking about in a little bit. So that's what happens when you click on the advanced button. That's what pops up, that little window, okay? Then what you're going to do is you're going to go to your control panel and you're going to hit that with a little red arrow. It says sound. You're going to click that on, and then you're going to get this here. Okay, I think it's the last slide. And what happens is when you click that on, you're going to go to the recording one, the one that says recording. You're going to click that on, and you can see mine says Yeti. That's still because I have a Blue Yeti microphone. It'll say default device. You're going to click on properties. When you click on properties, go to advance, and you click advance, you're going to select the sample rate and bit depth to be used when running a shared mode. Now, I don't know if this is the thing that's going to actually, fix other people's systems, but there's a pull down menu. I didn't print it out. I didn't make a snapshot of it, but they got a 48 hertz and they got to think up to 96, whatever it is. You could see it when you do this here on your own at your own time here. So I kept this. The 441 or whatever, 100,000 megahertz, whatever CD quality, in sync with the Filmora. Okay. Now, since I tried this here, have I noticed my system, going through the staticky sound and skipping and stuff like that? Not now. I haven't. Okay. But prior to learning more about this here, I will say this, and again, I don't know if it has anything to do with Filmora's setup and the way they got their system set up, but I do notice one thing though, that when I run videos, let's say maybe a half hour or better, like 40 minutes or whatever, that's when I notice certain things are going a little crazy sometimes, but not since I made the changes, okay? I'm saying prior to making these changes, I noticed it was a little crazy like that, all right? So be careful with that there. I like to keep everything in sync. Okay, so that's what I did. The other thing is too, if you're running a lot of stuff on your taskbar, like if I click this arrow over here, right over, if I can get it to come up here, well, now it's not going to work now. Anyway, that's the taskbar. You would see a whole bunch of little icons in there. If that's overloaded, it's going to drain a lot of system resources too. It's going to take some memory up too. So that's the other thing you want to be careful with, okay? It probably won't let me do it because I got this window open, and plus I got my record window open. But that little arrow that you see on the bottom, I don't know if it's even going to show there, but there's a little arrow on the bottom of this page. And when you click that on, that's going to show you all the peripherals, or I should say systems, running in the background. That too will drain your memory and also some resources as well. So I'm not saying this is a guaranteed fix-all, folks, to be truthfully honest with you. I don't know if this is going to, help you guys out in any way. I hope it does. If it doesn't, I apologize, but right now for me it's working, to be truthfully honest with you. So this is what I'm showing you here is how I set mine up. I would do it live, but I don't know if it'll throw the system off, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. But what you're seeing here is what I have my system set up for right now. Okay, that's how exactly it's set up. I didn't go too much in the other settings. I was basically concerned with these here because I figured, well, we'll keep it at the 4400, whatever, 44100, whatever, kilohertz or megahertz, whatever hertz. And I did it within the system itself, my computer system, and I also did it with Filmora. So I hope this helps. I hope you get a little takeaway from this video. I hope it'll help you out in some way. A lot of that information I posted out there, folks, to be truthfully honest with you, it all came from Google. I just did a lot of Google research on there, and that's the information that came up. So I'm not no expert with this type of stuff. So I just want to share it with you guys. But I did my own research, and this is what I was reading a lot about. You could go through and read the other stuff, and you'll find that information on the slides. You might find that very helpful to you if you're not familiar with the USB, how it works and stuff like that. And like I said again, if you are going to get a hub like this here, if you need it for a lot of peripherals, you might want to invest the money, but make sure you get it with the AC power adapter, because this one, like I said, with this guy here, the J5 Create, it's made really well. It's all metal. It's got a metal. It's got all made of metal and stuff like that. And I tell you the truth, I have to say this honestly, it's got a beefy power adapter to it, But again, I was reading again on Google. If you to use a different AC adapter, like this one came with this adapter came with this one here. If I was to use this with this one here, and this is nothing. If you see the other one, it's really thick, really beefy. According to what I've been reading from Google, what they're saying, if you use a different power adapter for this, they said you could damage the unit. And I don't feel like damaging any more units. I'm trying to get this thing to work right. So anyway, that's all I have for you guys right now. I hope this information was helpful in some way. If you like my videos, or if you checked any of my other videos out, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share. And if you want to be updated when I post out videos, please hit that bell notification icon. This is Rich Pasini signing off. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Take care, and bye-bye for now.